Hello guys, hope you're all doing okay. Right, yeah, so first things first, audio levels. Please let me know what it's like. I did a test recording, it seemed okay to me, but I don't know, if it's necessarily working for other people. But yeah, so, new computer. It's been a long and painful road, but it did eventually get it working. So yeah, everything's been upgraded, it's a completely new machine. And in the process, I kind of upgraded my internet as well. So I have a 50 megabyte upload speed now, which means I can stream 4K. Part of it as well, I've changed to a RTX 4090, so I can do AV1 encoding with the beta version of OBS. So the stream should be a fair bit higher quality, but I will need you guys to kind of tell me what the audio is like. Just because, I tried copying over the settings from my old PC, and it worked, but everything was really off kilter. I think there's just something with the new PC where the microphone's more sensitive, or, I don't entirely understand it. But either way, we're going to be doing some basic sculpting today. So I've got a little guy up here. But if there's any issues with the stream, any quality issues, any audio issues, please let me know, because that's the point of the stream primarily. I will be doing some sculpting, kind of showing you guys a little bit about just because that was requested in Discord. And then, yeah, I'll be just sculpting while we figure out the settings. And then sometime next week, probably Wednesday, just because I've got plans for Monday night and Tuesday night. So, yeah, anyway, I'm going to shut up now and just do some sculpting. But again, let me know if you guys notice any issues with the stream, because that is the point of this one. So let's a Wacom pen. There it is. So, oh, okay. Which button was it? Okay, cool. So let's get basic material. Never sculpt with the matte caps. Just I don't like it. Renders. Render properties, turn off shadows. Nope. There we go. Makes the shadows a little bit less deep. And let's find a nice color. That'll do. Cool, so yeah, we're just going to sculpt a mannequin head and give it some ears, basically. So, let's get something drawn out here. I haven't got any ref for this, I'm just going to kind of wing it. In terms of just blocking out the head, we'll worry about precise reference once we get something moving. Let's set this to 400. There we go. Yeah, so let's just get everything hollowed out. This has been a while since I sculpted. So I did a little bit of one recently, which was fun to do something that wasn't Mona. But yeah, there's still a long way to go. This feels quite intense. But yeah, kind of refinding all my preferences and stuff. Let's get something there. Get the barrel in the mouth. There we go. Don't know why that wasn't drawing in then. The intensity seems to have gone again. Yeah, so how are you guys doing anyway? You all doing good? I feel like I need to get a new Wacom soon as well, this one's getting old now. The brush sensitivity I did notice on my previous computer as well, it's slowly... Come on, there we go. Slowly but surely I'm kind of losing brush sensitivity in this Wacom. But it is 10 years old or something now. In fact, it's 11 years old almost. It's Intuos 5, which is just before they rebranded them to Intuos Pro, so... Oh, come on. There we go. Right, okay, what is that that's popping up in the bottom? Okay, so let's get some extremely basic eye mounts and get okay. Trim dynamic. I guess this isn't going to be a mannequin head after all. Hey Lauren, how you doing? I'm doing well, thanks. How are you? And how's the audio levels? Are they good? Been a wee while since you streamed. Where you been? The last few weeks have been very mentally taxing on me, so I wasn't up for streaming. But it's all fine now. Everything's kind of working out. But it's been a very stressful, very stressful month, to be honest. But yeah, plus building a new workstation was also kind of stressful in itself. Come on, there's something really weird. Audio is good. Okay, cool. Something keeps popping up in the bottom right, and I can't see what it is. It's really annoying me. But yeah, so let's get that rounded out. Yeah, it just did it again. Am I pressing something over here? Okay. Yeah, everything's worked out now. All the issues are kind of resolved themselves or been tackled the way they need to be. So, but yeah, it's been a mental health mess for a little while, which has been great fun. He's really pointing nose. I might actually play about with giving him. I used to do this all the time to the point of it being a running joke in uni, but I might give him a bit of a hook nose. I always like doing this sort of like nose structure. They're just fun, so let's do that. Give it some basic brows. Okay, push that in a bit. In fact, I'll sculpt the entire eye a bit deeper. Let's give him some really tiny eyes. Just round that out. And let's give him some eyes like that big. Okay. So right now we're not going for realism like at all. That out. Okay, so let's get... Do I give him closed eyes, actually? Yeah, stick with closed eyes for now. That's why we figure out the rest of the proportions, what we want to do for this guy. So I kind of want to do some like really exaggerated like cheekbones and stuff, but I'm not sure what shape I want to go for. Oh, there it is again. I'm gonna like rewatch the stream later and pause whenever that thing in the bottom right pops up. Okay, let's find the features. Hey Parag, how's it going, man? Oh my god, come on, please. What is going on? That is again. Very curious. So let's... In fact, I'm going to give him eyes. Room study? Nope. Let's do some sculpting. Okay, let's do... insert primitives. Let's go with a sphere. Let's do this. Something like that. Just go a little bit higher in the skull. Something like that. Okay, let's split these before I forget. So go to subtool, split, and I'm going to split masked. There we go. Technically that's the opposite of what I need to do, but that's fine. Let's go to X-ray for a moment. Okay. So if that works. So let's just get the eyes fitted to it. I might move it back actually, that'll do. Let's give this its own material. Let's go with toy plastic. Cool. M, color, fill object. Okay, mRGB, color, fill object. Back to this guy, basic material. Yes, this will be an ear study. We're just going to sculpt a head first, and then I'll spend a lot more time on the ears. It doesn't take long to get a basic head in place. Hey Mike, first time with the stream. Welcome. Do you like to work with default UI? Yeah, I've just gotten used to it over time. Like, I used to use like custom UIs and stuff, but I've just learned over time, like whenever I'm swapping between computers, like, especially like, at work and stuff, when I used to kind of move around a bit more, I just got bored of always rebuilding the same UI, and honestly, I'm not a power user with ZBrush, so I don't really gain that much out of custom UIs. Okay, let's hollow out this area here. That's way too hollow. We'll pump that back out. Let's give really baggy eyes, actually. Like, have some fun with the shapes of this guy. So like really big, puffy, baggy eyes. Stuff like that works. Brow shape is a bit boring, as is the upper eyelid. Do we give him a double eyelid, or do we give him like a? Do we give that like crease that sits over the eye? Kind of want to go with the crease, so let's get that in place. Maybe not that much. Let's pull it back a bit. So let's give him a crease about there. Pull it over this way. Then we're just going to mask out the eyelid. Something like that will do. That's not what I want. It's sharper. There we go. Okay, so now inflate. Do I want that? Nah, I don't like it. Let's get rid of it. I'll give him much more cleanly defined eyelids. That's fine. Let's go somewhere more up there. let him keep his eyelids. Okay. PMV. EMV. Okay. I'm gonna continue this getting down there a little bit. Okay. Okay, so mouth shape I really want to change. So I kind of want to give him more nostril. Let's see. So we'll do something like that. All the way out there. I can actually feel the notches that my Wacom pen is hitting on the tablet surface. It's gross. Okay, let's fill out the area around it. Okay, so proportion-wise, what do I want to do? He's very dull looking right now. And obviously he doesn't have ears, but I'm not too bothered about that. Let's pull in his jaw. Do I give him like a no chin? Give him that kind of droopy bit. Maybe I will make him old. I'm kind of feeling this. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, please. There's some kind of lag on my Wacom, which means that I'm missing like all my timings. Let's pull all that in a little bit. There it is. Okay, so let's flatten out this bit. So the brows are extremely dull, and I think I want a little bit more there. Oh, that's what I accidentally did earlier. Nice. I want to give him like really thin top lip. Or do I give him thin bottom lip instead. That kind of works. It's got something to it. I don't like it yet, but it's fine. You don't need to like it right away. It's feeling a bit pointy though. Maybe we do want that. Kind of works. So let's get... That's better. Okay, so obviously we're going to have to start on ears soon. I'm going to let you guys pick what kind of ears we do. So if you guys want to... Like, if you're on the Discord, like, send some into the chat, the general chat, or the help chat, or whatever. Just pick one place. In fact, yeah, general chat. Just throw some pictures of ears in there, and we can kind of work off that. I'm ruling out fantasy ears, though. I don't want to. I don't want to do like some crazy out there thing. I want to do this as like a demonstration, I guess. Let's just. I need to find a shape for this bottom lid because I'm not liking it yet. Okay. I don't like this lip yet. That's kind of interesting, having it come out so far. So let's just round that out a little bit. And this will pretty much be where we leave the head. We'll just work on the ears for the rest of the stream. At least, until I've got the ears to point I like, and then I'll move back. I'll stream for like, I don't know, 3 hours maybe. Alright, let me check my Discord. General. Ooh, okay. Okay, so let me get pure ref. Okay, so that's the ears that have currently been sent. So we can do something like that. How do I rotate this? Cool. Alright, so let me just... I realise that I've got these set up in a way that's not particularly great. Okay, there we go. So... let me just actually full screen that. So I was signing that stuff out my other screen. There we go. Okay, so let's start getting some ears on there. So, the way I like to start is I can't remember whose trick this is. I think it's Raphael Gossetti that kind of came out of it. Oh, let me just rehook his nose. I've lost it a little bit. There we go. But yeah, so the way I like to start an ear is I will kind of mask out an area like this. Kind of like where the ear plugs into the head. In fact, let's quickly resolve some of these shapes first. So we're not plugging into some weird area. Okay, there we go. I can feel myself going into that mode, but I need to just get this bearable first. And then get the inflate brush, run it over that side. There we go. Okay, so the way I like to do is I start by masking out an area like this. Doesn't have to be too precise. Click off it. Then I get the move brush, and I just create an ear from that area. So at the moment, it's not going to be a terribly good ear, but it'll just give me kind of the front and back that I want. So let's do it like that for now, and then start moving that back in. So the reason I do it like that is just so I can kind of get this, because without this is kind of hard to sculpt in to begin with, like compared to just pulling out from a small area. So let me get, where's PureRef gone? Oh, okay. PureRef is not staying above, so let me just check that. Settings. Oh wait, it's not that, is it? It's canvas. Oh, window. Mode. Always on top. There we go. So let's start getting this in the general shape that we want. Again, nothing too precise yet, but just gonna pull that in a little bit. I'm gonna use the inflate tool just to stop this area from getting too thin. Okay. So once I get something like this, I just quickly blend these two together. Smooth that out. Blend. This is all connected. But I need to kind of pull this all up a bit more, don't I? I sculpted the ear a bit too low. There we go. So yeah, we can use that. So let's pull that back up. And then hollow out the middle. So generally I just do it like that, like kind of hollow out the entire middle. We're going to create a little bit of separation here for later. And then just go back to doing this. We kind of want like an ice cream scoop taken out of this thing, basically. Cool. Make sure it's not going through. Then continue this guy in. So this image probably isn't the best to demonstrate this thing, but the ear primarily is constructed from the helix and the anti-helix. If I remember correctly, the helix is the outside shape, and the bit on the inside, this thing, is the anti-helix. It might be the other way around. But generally speaking, I focus on them as two separate steps. So I'll try to get kind of the helix having the right planes first. So things like, you know, actually having it push into the head. So that from a front view, you've kind of got this angle, like pretty much a straight line going in. You've not got this thing like coming out towards everything else. Once I've got that roughly in place, I'll just make sure it's going the direction I want it to go. And then we need to punch a hole into the head as well. That's the ear canal itself. And once we've got that, so we just start adding the anti-helix. So the key thing right now is we're not trying to sculpt like anything more than one simple blob. We want this all to be like kind of just plug and play. This area in general is a bit too thick, so we're going to thin that out. That make it easy to blend the anti-helix too. I think it's also too high, so we'll pull that down a little bit. We can like resize it and stuff later, but I always like to kind of get that in. So try to flatten it out a little bit, because I tend to find it's fairly flat in most people. This guy's is a little bit round, so we will reconstruct that. But as a starting point, I always like to kind of flatten it out a little bit. And let's just continue it going that way. I'm going to ignore this little kind of cavity that everyone has here for a moment. And then as a block out, that is starting to kind of do what I need it to do. Now this shape is fascinating. I've never seen that shape on an ear before. But yeah, so we get that in there. Hollow this area out. Right, yeah, this guy's ears are super unique. Like in the actual ref, I mean. Yeah, so let's get that in there. You've continued that way. And then cut into there. Now we start bringing this guy out. which is that structure right there. Yeah, this guy's is super unique. Is this even a real person? If he's real, that nose is incredible. It feels like a photo bash. I mean, it must be a real ear, I'm guessing, but we'll work on that. So bring that guy in. Okay, and then let's go about. I like to smooth this area in a fair bit, as with this one too. To the head. Okay. Yeah, what even is this? I've literally never seen that shape before. So one quick thing to point out while I'm in this area is something I see a lot of people do, and I've never quite figured out why, is they'll sculpt like this kind of shape on there. They'll have like this double thing going on. I've never quite figured out where people are getting this from, because I don't think I've ever seen it on an air. But I see this quite a lot, or sometimes it'll be the other way, so it'll be like, it does, sometimes it will do that. They'll have like this second thing going in. I think it's just people just not really looking at the reference too much, but... If you see quite weird distortion concepts in your work, like, how would you deal with it? I mean, taking anything from 2D to 3D normally, like, forces you to design in 3D. It depends on what kind of distortions I see, to be honest. Like, there's stuff on the Mona project where, like, shapes change from, like, angle to angle. And so, like, in 3D, generally what I do is just average them out. If you're saying, like, oh, hey, there's a, you know, a single angle that has noticeable distortion in it, then if it's objectively not wanted, then I'll just get rid of it and just ignore it. If it's something that creates a shape that you want, I try to find a way to create that shape. Normally, you just sculpt to match the ref and then pull back from there. But yeah, so once I get to an ear like this, and we've got the basic planes in. I kind of want to change the size of it, but we'll do that in a moment. At this stage, what I like to do is I will go in and I will damn standard kind of cut, but with quite a large brush, maybe not that large though. And I'll just hollow out this area until about here, usually. Sometimes ending a little bit higher, and I change the size of the brush as I go down. Just add that overhang. Okay, so that works. So once you've got a shape like that in there, I like to just go in, smooth it once, like extremely quickly, and then inflate the helix. This gets you a tighter shape. Now, that's not necessarily what ears are doing. Like, you can get like overhangs that the standard brush is better at. So, you know, sometimes sculpting that to get this hollowed out area can be better. It depends on the reference, but generally I like just to like inflate and damn standard my way to having like a basic shape. Oh, there it was again. Okay, so let's figure out ear proportions before we go much further. So, something I really like to do is this kind of ear shape, which there is a name for it, I'm not sure what it is, but it's like where the bottom of the ear comes out, like almost as much as, if not more than the top. I mean, my personal ear structure is more like that. Like, I've got quite pointy ears. Not quite this pointy, but not far off either. But I always find like this sort of look quite appealing. I don't know why. So we need to raise this entire thing a little bit. And let's check it from the side. So from the side, it should be about halfway across the head. Something like that will do. Let's just quickly... Okay. So let's just take a moment to pull the anti-helix back. Something like that. Going to give that a helping hand to like remain separate. So we're not really matching this right now. I guess I'll... Okay, let's... Okay, he's got very long lobes. Now, something to know about earlobes is I can't remember the percentages, but typically, I think it's like 70% of people have the earlobe separate, but like 30% it completely merges. And so what I mean by that is like for some people they have this where the earlobe connects, it like connects up here and then drops down. And then for other people, the earlobe does something more like that, where it just connects directly across. I'm, again, not entirely sure what the percentages are, but that's something that I think connected is more common than hanging, but it's worth double checking. But yeah, so this guy's very clearly got hanging earlobes, so we'll ignore that. Just gonna round out this a little bit. Okay, and then this guy's a little bit adventurous. So I'm gonna simplify this entire area because I'm not liking what it's doing right now. Okay, so do something like that. Okay, what a weird shape. So we got that. Let's do something like this. Okay. Then down standard cut through here. It's going all the way down. This guy's ears are wild. That's a bit too far over this way, so let's... Actually, now that I look at it. Okay. Smooth, sculpt with a smaller dam standard. Helps you get a nice taper sometimes. And then we need to pinch it on that side too. Which way does it go? It feeds into it, okay. Okay, so this little area in here, this little, this thing, I forgot the name of it, that can vary in structure quite a lot, but what it isn't is two, like, prongs with a hole in between them and, like, a perfect thing. Like, this doesn't raise up, at least from all the ears I've checked out. So, typically, what you find is that it's generally where the ear starts to, like, really turn. Just flatten out this area. I'll say like dig it in a little bit. Okay, something like that. And then we'll just recover some of the volume we had. And then make sure it's connected nice and cleanly to the rest of the ear. So mine's sitting a bit weirdly right now, so let's just get that back. Actually, this entire area is a bit weird right now, so let's simplify our forms. Stream looks sharp, 4K with no problem. Sweet. Yeah, I bought internet speed that's like 5 times better on upload and 10 times better on download, so it's a nice improvement. It's nice to not downscale the stream as well, because then, you know, 1440p streamed from a 4K screen is not as sharp as 1440p streamed from a 1440p screen. Just because you're downsampling, it's not a one-to-one thing. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to make this guy a little bit tighter. Something I find can happen quite a lot is this little guy, whatever he's called, can get really pinched. Now, the way you sculpt that is up to you. I generally just kind of sculpt in below it. Something like that. Get me roughly what I want most of the time. Still not liking the way this is fitting right now. Oh, another thing actually while I'm here, so something I've noticed that people do with ears quite a lot, and I've never quite understood is, well, I say I never quite understood, I used to do it, but like, the skin pores in the ear, people will sculpt like normal skin pores throughout the entire thing. It's a different type of like skin structure, so whenever you're putting like, you know, you got your pore brushes for ZBrush and you're putting them everywhere, try to avoid putting them all over the ears, because the skin structure is very, very different. Yeah, so that's generally how I go about blocking out ears. I need to kind of work on this guy's head in general a bit. I don't really like the way this looks either. But yeah, in fact, the evenness of this guy. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna play about with the shape because I don't like the shape. I also don't really like the hanging lobe thing, but pull that back from the side view. That's a bit too round. I haven't set up my brushes yet, apparently. Oh, sorry, my Wacom, like, left click, right click stuff. 85mm. I can close this now, actually. Okay. So I guess we're just going to keep sculpting for a little while. But yeah, so the volume level's okay for everyone then. Like the current settings, like, you know, voice in proportion to music, like, is it okay? Is the voice clipping at all? So again, like, I've done local recordings and it worked, but I used to do that with my old PC too, and it never matched one-to-one. Oh my god. What is going on? There we go. Okay, let's get some eyes painted on there. RGB. Gonna let a little bit of sclera show at the bottom there. I'm going to darken the edges, darken the top, and then let's go. I should have locked in a colour for this guy first. Let's just. Okay. Go back in with black. I really want to get the light on his eye, but without changing the eye shape. No, without changing the light position, sorry. Is there anything I can do to do that? Oh yeah, wait, I never actually sculpted the eye. Not sure why it's so small now, though. Yeah, it's something. Okay, so let's... Wait, wrong thing. Tempted to kind of try to do a meniscus in ZBrush. Let's go M to plastic. Oh, wait, I didn't. So let's go M, color fill object. Now switch to toy plastic. That's steel. Okay, I'm gonna darken it a little bit as well. Maybe not that dark. Let's go about there. Okay. So he's slightly lazy-eyed, but I kind of like it. Okay, let's go in with a darker brush, just like here. Figuring out what shape I want before I go. But let's start with do we want big chunky brows? Do we want really small brows? So I just need to I don't know if these are giving the vibe that I want. Kind of like that in a way. What do you guys think for eyebrow shape? Big and bushy? Small? Sparse? Will you make a tear dot as another subtool or part of the face? So you mean like if he's crying, like just have a single tear? For me, I'd do that. I mean, I feel like most people would do that as a separate tool. Just because in shading, you'd want to give it a water shade. I mean, hell, like the meniscus, the kind of watery bit at the bottom of the eye, you'd do that as a separate mesh. Bushy? Okay, bushy it is. Let's go full Scorsese here. The end will always have to be kind of tapered out in terms of opacity, but... Okay. I really shouldn't be doing this with symmetry turned on. Let's get some white hairs in there, shall we? Okay, so let's play about the eye shapes a bit more again, because I'm not too happy with the eyelids. Oh, it's here duct, so this bit here. So I generally do that as a separate geometry, just because it gives me a more controlling look. They're for, like blending and stuff. But the actual like medical name for it is a caruncle or caruncula. I still haven't figured out which one. Like everything seems to swap between them all the time. But yeah, I'm gonna rename the stream at the end of this, by the way, because it's definitely not an ear study anymore. Just a face, but kind of enjoying it, so I'm gonna kind of stay with it for a bit. How long have we been sculpting for? How long is this stream? An hour. It's not bad. Do we give him hair? I think we do. Append. Sphere. There we go. Oh, well, that wasn't intentional, but now I would really want to give him a middle parting with uncomfortably shaped hair for his face. kind of like it. Happy accidents. Thank you, Bob Ross. Right, okay, so let's get that subdivided a bit. Down mesh. Doing this asymmetrically now. There we go. See if this new hair is jaw feels too wide, so let's get that pushing a bit. The darker hair kind of helps actually. Color, fill object. The shape doesn't fit anymore now though. And also this is too small. Let's get the silhouette working, shall we? Ah! BMV, Jesus. Okay. Let's go with snake hook. Turn off symmetry. Make sure Sculptures Pro is enabled. Really struggling. There we go. I don't know if it's worth using clay tubes, not clay tubes, sorry, curve tubes. Curve tube. CG. C9. Okay, that still makes no sense. Let's go back and do a bunch of these. Okay. So we're gonna go into stroke. Gonna go into curve functions. Nope. Curve. Gonna lock start. There we go. And then we need. Is it curve functions? No. There you go. To make the hair lighter. Color object. Why is it coloring darker? That's an interesting one. Why is it going darker? That's a new bug. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Either way, let's keep working on this a little bit. So let's give him. Oh, that's so weird. Oh wait, do I have it? Ah, there we go. Okay. Color, fill object, and back. Okay. Turn off this. Am I painting right now? Oh my god, okay. Well, I guess we're keeping it. I thought I was sculpting that whole time. Turns out I was painting shadows. Do I want this to kind of come back up? Ooh, no. No, 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 no. That looked awful. Let's soften you out a little bit. Kind of hate this one, actually. There we go. Modify topology. Deleted. I need to go back to this. Okay. So move brush. It needs to have volume, doesn't it? There we go. Okay, let's append a new piece. Modify topology, let's go. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna remove the alpha for this. So I don't want all the brush texture anymore. Not in this part anyway. I wonder if I want to keep the really long neck or not. Kind of like having the stupid long neck. Ah, bit out there. Okay. So let's switch to trim. Oh, come on. Okay. Mirror and world. No. Okay. Mirror. Geometry. Mirror and world. There we go. Let's give him a little bit more something in here. Okay. Subtool. Extract. Color fill object. Yeah. Color fill object. I have no idea what this is, I'm just adding something. Color fill object. Could turn it into a necklace, I guess. Nah, don't like that one. It's like a priest. I feel like I'm losing that evil thing that it had before. Let's go for the classic move. Need to break the symmetry of the nose as well. Boop. Turn it into Lil Peep. That could be fun. If I do that, I would need to like the this is what's doing it for me. Well, not doing it for me, I should say. He looks too prim and proper because of it. If I make it look super baggy. Where is it? Did I get rid of it? Oh no, there it is. Let's turn off color blend. Better. Well, it's a face. Definitely not an ear study, but it's a face. Ugh. Why did I even name this fucking stream ear study? Can I edit that now, actually? Well, on it. I'm just going to remove the bit that says ear study. There we go. How long have I been going for? An hour and a half, okay. That's my lights. Okay. Hey, Gates. Well, it's cursed as all hell, but it works. See if I can remember anything about rendering in this. So we want shadows. Then we're going to go into our shadow. Give it a little bit of angle. Yeah, I can't remember anything about rendering it in here. Fun. Well, we have a head. I'm going to make adjustments to the ears though. And the nose too. unsure where to go with it at the moment. I don't like the way the ears look, but the ears are asymmetrical now though, so I'm like, how do I recover that? There's a few ways I could do it. From this angle, he kind of looks like the guy who plays Doctor Who. How much these need to stick out from the hair. Actually, that kind of works. Is he an imaginary character you just made up as you went for fun? Yeah, it's just like, I mean, if you go back, what, an hour and a half, 2 hours? An hour and a half, I think. This was just going to be an ear study. I was going to sculpt a mannequin head, and then I just kind of liked the shapes and decided to add more to them. Phone's going. 1 second. There we go. So that might be it for today. There's not really much else to do. Like, obviously I could turn it into a project, but nah. And taking it into Maya to render wouldn't really be worth it. Because he's not really that strong. Like, he's interesting looking, but he's not very strong. There we go. Where is that? Okay, let's pull that in to be a bit more reasonable. Oh yeah, it's got subdivision levels now. Geometry, delete lower. How the nasty got coming out. Yep. Yeah, as soon as I did the two stripes, it's like matching the caricatures. Amazing that you created this whole thing in an hour and 20 minutes. Thanks, man. And do remember, I've been doing this for quite a long time now, right? So like, it's, when I say a long time, There's people with a lot more time, but like I've been like sculpting a lot for like almost 10 years now, so and for that amount of time I'm not very good. But yeah, it's what it is. Either way, okay, so we have that. We do have a sculpt. So I put this on Discord, but I mean, feels weird to just end the stream here. So is there anything that you guys want to see? I'm not doing a groom study because it's just not enough time. But I need to be kind of doing shit at like 4 o'clock. So if you guys have any questions or anything you want me to demo, I'd be happy to kind of go through. If you want to know about the new machine or new setup, that's also fine. I can go through some stuff. But there's 8 people watching right now, so I'm happy to kind of go through some rendering stuff or look dev, whatever. Come on. There we go. Cool. Document. Export screen grab. Desktop. That'll do. But yeah, if there's anything you guys want me to go through or discuss or help with, by all means, send it through. I'll hold on for another 10 minutes, so 3:20. Okay. Did I render for the last one? I guess it doesn't matter too much. Cool, well I'm gonna close this. Do we just save? Nope. Okay. We can crack open some stuff in Maya. About breaking symmetry, I saw you break it rather early phase. Will this cause trouble for further face sculpting? Yes, it would. So I only sculpt asymmetrically either when I'm adding details or when I've basically finished the character. The only reason I added it so early this time is because I'm not going to be pushing the character anywhere. Like, it's just a simple head sculpt. It's not going to go through pipeline. It's not going to go through retopology. In terms of when to break symmetry, generally I recommend the latest, the absolute earliest you can do it is after you finish retopology. So you don't want to be doing retopo for a mesh that isn't symmetrical. It's just a nightmare. It means you have to do everything twice. Granted, there are faces sometimes where are incredibly asymmetrical, but like there's always a way around it. I think if I get an example up, so if we go to my Pero project, where is he? There he is. So if we go to my parent project, his face is like highly asymmetrical. So things like the eyelid droop and all that sort of stuff is completely asymmetrical. But like when it was retopoed, he was in this pose. So like I knew that I'd be doing all this asymmetry, but I didn't want to do the retopo twice essentially. So I just modeled like a kind of averaged out pose. So the eye's not quite as wide as that one, and the mouth is kind of, you know, neutrally open. And then once I got the retopo done, I can go in. So yeah, there's topo, and then give it a moment. There you go. Then I do the asymmetry. I found that that was just a much more efficient way of working. It just gave me a lot more kind of control over stuff. But yeah, never do asymmetry before you've done everything else. His topo's so strange around the cheek. Got it. Nice info, thanks. No worries, man. Guess we can throw a plane in. Let's kind of mill around while you guys think if you have any questions. Let's go sphere. Set the light. Sky dome. Projects. Personal projects. In fact, no, it's not in there. Look dev environment. Okay, scene linear, sRGB. Let's add a standard surface to this guy. So new standard surface. So it's a 1080. I'm gonna do it with GPU. Although it'd be good to check actually CPU, if I set this to -8 or -6, what the performance is like for stream. So let's start render with that. There we go. It looks like CPU rendering might knock the stream off. That's slightly worrying. So I may have to downgrade Arnold version because I think they recently changed the way it works. Let me check if GPU rendering does the same thing. So I'm going to just watch it like a hawk. Just hit play. Okay, so GPU rendering doesn't seem to do it. Okay. So let's try killing that. That's system. Set to -6 threads. So that's 6. Cool, and hit play, and I'm just going to watch my stream again, see if it drops out. Looks like that might have just been badly timed earlier. Show render tiles. Okay, yeah, it looks like we just had an internet drop out at the exact same time I started rendering. That's good at least. Worrying. Let's go to system. Set this to minus 16 threads. So that means my my CPU should only be 50% utilized. So let's hit render again. It also halves my render time, but let's see, what are you doing? Okay. Okay, looks like it's working. I'm gonna hit play that. Okay, leave it for another minute. I'll slowly walk this value up. Okay, that's working. So let's set that to -8. And hit go again. It shouldn't have been sculpting, it should have been actually just testing the workstation. Okay, I'm gonna have to test that at some point. I'll have to do another test stream, I think. Where I'll downgrade my Arnold version to the previous one that I was using. Because the problem I've got is my CPU usage. Like, this auto-detect threads doesn't disable it from using certain threads, it just like changes how utilized those threads are, which feels like a bug to me. Because I set this to half the number of threads I've got, so I've got 32, set it to -16. My CPU sits at 50% usage, but every thread is being used. Which makes no sense, and like, the issue I'd have is you can set the number of threads something uses in the task manager, but you have to do that per render because it creates a new render boot process every time, and I'm not doing that. So yeah, I'm gonna downgrade my Arnold version, see if that fixes it. Maybe it's something they're aware of, I don't know. And then yeah, I'll do another test stream. Well, given that I've got stuff to do today, I'm gonna go switch Arnold version now, and I'll do another test stream in the week to like make sure it's working still. But yeah, anyway, hopefully that works. If not, I've got issues. But I'm gonna head off, and yeah, I'll put the renders in Discord. Hey, Jonathan. But yeah, so I'll try to figure out what's going on with this threads thing. In fact, if I set this to 16, let's quickly test if I can give it positive numbers. Okay. Stream seems stable even. Let's kill that. Let's give it 24. In fact, no. Actually, that will work, yeah. Well, it might not work. If I kill this and set this to auto-detect. what you're trying to do. Sorry, I just got here. So basically, with the new version of Arnold, or at least from my testing so far, the thread count, I like to leave like 6 or 8 threads available just to kind of keep the stream stable. But the problem is the latest version of Arnold, from what I can tell, setting this to, let's say, -16, so half my threads, doesn't disable half the threads from the render, it just sets all of them to 50% speed. Now, I doubt that's an architecture thing with the Ryzen processors. I think it's a software thing. Because the old behavior would be that it excludes the number of threads that you put in. So that's issues for me in terms of streaming stability. So I need to kind of make sure that it's actually doing what I ask it to do. But yeah, I'm about to head off though, so I can discuss it on Discord while I continue to test stuff. But yeah, it's really weird. Or I can just render GPU, which has no issues at all and is faster. But that means kind of rebuilding shaders in my current project. But this is like a lot better. Yeah, I really wish they kept it. Like, I've got a feeling it's a bug, but I really wish they kept it so that you could actually exclude threads rather than having to do it with affinity in the task manager. But I'm sure there's a way. Maybe environment variables can do it or something. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna head off. But I'll chat to you guys on Discord later, and I'll downgrade Arnold and make sure that's what the issue is, and that it's not something on PC. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go.